Hey, hi, ho, hee, ha. Good afternoon from London, England, or should I say good morning, good evening, or in some cases, good night and rest well. From your host, your guy himself, the one and only and truly DLG repping. Can you see that there? Yes, you can. Yeah, have a good look. Delete London Gooner, Space, Romeo, Echo, Papa, Indigo November, DLG repping again. It's been a beautiful weekend in the Premier League fixtures. Lots of goals, big talking points, and splendid football played by a couple of big teams. Before I get my teeth into this year, make sure you smash a thumbs up like button, yeah? The more thumbs up, the better and beautiful it looks. Make sure you leave positive feedback in my comment section below. Your opinion, your thoughts, your response, your reaction to your team's woeful or beautiful display. Smash the share button for me, left, right, and center, galore. Make it go viral, yeah, by sharing this channel all over the planet. And make sure your friends and your relatives get hold of this. And you tell them to share this amongst their friends and relatives. Also, don't just like, comment, and share. Please subscribe to DLG Repping. Subscribe galore. I still believe I can see over 200 subscribers by the tail end of 2021. We're going to 2022 with the full intention and beyond to get 1,000 subscribers for me and beyond and above 1,000 subscribers. So get subscribing, yeah? Please keep subscribing. If you subscribe, like I say, I'll shout you out, yeah? I'll do my part to keep it consistently going for you guys. As long as you can consistently share the love, give me the support, and keep my channel growing. And I'll keep this content, I'll keep every football content I do growing, yeah? And if you want to debate, a talk, all about football, leave it in the comment section below and I'll try and get back to you in conversation. Right, let's get into a roundup of all this weekend's Premier League games and all the goals that go with it. And let's start off at the Emirates, where I was on Friday night. It was a better display from the Arsenal, especially in the first half. I thought they were in control of the game. I saw a couple of midfielders take responsibility in Partey and Albert and Boyo Sambi Lokonga. We were fluent in our passing. The style of play was quite vintage at times. Excellent in our offensive play. Defensively, we are getting better, although we've now gone 3 games in the league without a clean sheet, which is such a shame. But the goal that we conceded, it was a top-class strike by Jacob Ramsey. However, we deserved to go into the interval with a 2-goal lead. I thought our performances in that game was top-notch. My man of the match, Emile Smith-Rowe, he ran the show. Best player on the park. And if anyone from an Aston Villa or Arsenal point of view agrees or not, leave it in the comment section below. Otherwise, it finished Arsenal 3, Aston Villa 1. That's Friday night's game. Let's go on to Saturday's fixtures. Chelsea v Norwich City. Well, there was only one team winning there. And when you look at the two lineups, when you look at the two teams lining up in the tunnel, Chelsea have beaten them in the tunnel. Never mind on the pitch. When they both took to the pitch, it was a violation that started with Mason Mount. What a brilliant game he had. Got his hat-trick. Gets to keep the match ball, and he's deservedly so. For me, Chelsea dominated that game from start to finish. A complete dominance. Norwich City, they look like a team that are going to go down, and I've not been impressed with their approach. I don't know what football they're trying to play. I don't know what they're trying to do. I get confused watching Norwich. And for me, Daniel Furker, it's been amazing that he's had a lot of time in this journey, but for me, it has to come to an end. And I think that by the end of the season, at least, they've got to be looking at new management, because every time they come up and down, it's not good for the club. Definitely not good for the players as such, and not good for the fans. You know, I've not seen a team that will give an honest effort to stay in the Premier League, and I don't think Norwich are giving that honest effort. You know, that fight, you need that motivation, that drive, and I don't see it in Norwich City. However, I see it the opposite in Chelsea. They played like champions or championship contenders. My word, they're fluid in their football. They're confident. Each player knows their jobs well. I mean, they will be challenging to win the league title. That I can not mistakenly say. I will not mistake you. They are going to challenge to win that league title, and they'll challenge to the end. Otherwise, it finished Chelsea 7, Norwich City 0. Chelsea, Norwich City fans, if you want to respond, you know where my comment section is. Crystal Palace v Newcastle United. A game that should not be remembered for the banner that was displayed by the fanatics on Newcastle's consortium takeover. I mean, yes, there's bad things that can happen in Saudi Arabia if you do wrong. The law over there in Saudi Arabia is wrong, but I'm not here to talk about the things in Saudi Arabia and the consortium from Saudi Arabia. It is what it is. Newcastle have got Mohammed bin Salman and his consortium of the board in the club. They're going to be investing heavily in the future. So, as well as Palace fans, with all the due respect I can give you, and as a former steward as well, and all football fans of different rival clubs, get used to it. They're going to be here to stay for the long haul. On the game itself, Palace, I think Palace had a number of chances to win the game. Benteke, at the business end of the game, for me, he squandered the opportunity after scoring his first goal. Cross comes in swinging cross. Benteke, he's been doing what he's been doing for years. Up he gets in the air, nods down, 1-0. On top of that, I thought Palace were the better team. And Vieira's got them playing with a complete confidence. You know, they're playing this attacking football that is enjoyable in the eye. And I think that's pleasing the Palace supporters so far. Although he's not getting the wins as such, but I think they will come in time. Newcastle, against the run of play, they got the equaliser, and it was a good overhead kick by Callum Wilson. But after that, I spoke about Benteke's opportunity. He should have taken his chance initially. Could have had at least 2 goals, if not a hat trick. But I'll tell you what, Conor Gallagher, Benteke, Andre Ayew, Wilfred Zaha, I think that quartet is it's more than enough to give you entertaining football, and more than enough to trouble any defences in the Premier League. And they will trouble defences. And that young boy, I've forgotten his name. He's a 19-year-old winger, left-footed, plays on the right. I think he's going to be one for the future. All in all, I think Crystal Palace and Newcastle both deserved. I think Palace deserved the points more than Newcastle, if I'm being totally honest. However, it finished Crystal Palace 1, Newcastle United 1. Everton v Watford. Wow. What can I say? The first 10 minutes, Everton was so on top, deservedly 1-0 up. Tom Davies, who deputised for the injured Abdoulaye Doucouré. And after that 10 minutes, Watford did not stop doing what they wanted to do, and that's attack Everton. And I think Ranieri's installed a philosophy where they will keep attacking teams no matter the opponents. And I'll tell you what, Watford's heads could have dropped after being 1-0 down and 2-1 down. But the equaliser, the first equaliser, it was deemed to be offside. But as the VAR done its job, it showed that King was onside. So well done, Joshua King, coming back not only to score a goal, but you score a goal again. You score a hat trick against your old employees who never gave you an opportunity. And from there, Watford got the equaliser, maybe against the run of play, maybe it was deserved. But, Watford, Everton fans, leave it in the comment section below. Everton retook the lead again with a substitution that was booed when Anthony Gordon came off, because he's obviously one of their own. Richarlison came on for him and he got a goal, a good headed goal. And it was a good cross pass by the Everton player that set him up, whoever that was. I think it might have been Michael Keane. I'm not too sure. But it was a good assist. And then Watford came back again, and they were so heads and shoulders above Everton. They blew them away, literally. The equaliser came from, who was it? Kuchka. Good corner comes in, but the player, Kuchka, I think the Slovakian international, had acres of space, no one challenging him, and he has an easy header. And then King goes on gets his hat trick. I mean, the first goal, my word, it was a neat finish. Everton were opened up at the back there. It seems to me there was no communication, no organisation, and that comes down to the coaching staff. What are they doing in training? What have they been coached on the defensive front? And the drills, what drills have they been doing? Because the defence was so wide open. Joshua King was never going to miss a target from there. And then his third goal, Watford's fourth. Well, the composure he showed, but poor Everton defending again. It was just beyond schoolboy errors. It was like a circus going on in that defence. Seriously, that needs to be addressed, or else they're going to have days like that. However, taking nothing away from Joshua King showed composure, steps inside Michael Caine, slots it in past Pickford, and he's celebrating his hat trick. In the fifth goal, very good goal by the Nigerian Dennis. I think he's a Nigerian, I believe. Steps inside the defender and slots it past Pickford, and Watford deservedly worthy winners, and 3 points, no complaints. So it finished Everton 2, Watford 5. Next game at Ellen Road, Leeds v Wolverhampton Wondrous. Now, from what I've been watching, I think Leeds were more ambitious, more creative from an offensive point of view. Rafinha causing them all ends of problems, but not just him. Bamford, who else? Them two in particular were up for causing them all ends of problems. I think Rodrigo was part of that as well, if he started that game. It was Wolves that took the league, and that South Korean international, Hwang, he has impressed me. He's a predator in front of goal. His instincts is it's a present, and you can see that he's going to score some goals for Wolves. How many, it remains to be seen, but he looks a snip at whatever the cost for Wolverhampton Wanderers. But I've always felt Leeds were determined to score and at least get something out of that game, and they did with a last-minute penalty, with a penalty in injury time, scored by Rafinha, and I think a point was what both teams deserved. So it finished Leeds United 1, Wolves 1. Southampton versus Burnley. it was a good start from Burnley. I mean, they started off on the front foot a bit, and Kone, what a signing he has been. That's one of the bargain signings of the season. He's got a sweet left foot. His movement in the final third is terrific, and he gets a terrific header, glancing at the back stick, keeper no chance. However, Southampton did start off the game brightly. Walcott had an opportunity, went wide. I mean, there were a number of opportunities in that first half. Nathan Redmond, how did he miss from 4 yards out? It was more impossible to miss than score, but he accomplished the impossible. Valentino Livramento, who's on loan, I believe. No, sorry, he's a permanent Southampton signing. He gets the equaliser from a set piece, and it was a magnificent set piece. The second goal, Broja. I mean, Southampton fans are really taking a liking to him. You know, he's a predator with instincts, and if given opportunities, he will score goals for them. And he could be the difference between keeping Ralph Hasenhuttl in the job and keeping Southampton up. I mean, they're going to need his service big time. They're going to need his presence big time for sure. If he gets the service, I think he will get important goals for Southampton where it's needed. However, Burnley didn't drop their heads. I think one of those long balls forward, and Kone, what a sweet strike from 20 yards out. And it gave the goalkeeper no chance. And for me, Burnley got the point that they will feel they deserved for their performance. Otherwise, it finished Southampton 2, Burnley 2. The late kickoff was Brighton Hove Albion v Man City. And for me, looking at I've missed 8 minutes of that game, but watching it from 8 minutes onwards, Man City were in total control in the midfield. Bernardo Silva, man of the match. He's his ball through the eye of the needle was just on the money. How many times have I said that or associated that with Man City? Many a times. And for me, the first goal, well, it was an error by the goalkeeper. He's had the ball in his two hands and he's dropped it. He was not fouled. I don't think there wasn't much in it. And the referee was within his right to award a goal, even after the VAR check. And Gundogan got an easy of tap-ins. Well done to Bernardo Silva, who went for the overhead spectacular. Maybe it was going in the first place, but Gundogan thought, no, let me make sure with that little tap-in. And the second goal, vintage Man City. You know, Brighton attacked. Cucurella, who tried to play a clever pass, got cut out. And before you know it, Man City, within seconds, went up the other end and got a goal. It was good work by Bernardo Silva, the man of the match. Jack Grealish finding Foden 2-0. And before you know it, Man City were cruising in the game, and they get the third goal that they deserve. Jesus shot going wide, but deflected off Foden, in off the hand of Robert Sanchez, who had a mare on the night, and ended 3-0 at half time. However, Brighton kept battling as they would do. They never dropped their heads. They had a go at Man City, forcing one or two saves out of Ederson, and then they get the goal that they deserve. Well, it came from a penalty. Webbo was fouled, and McAllister just about put his penalty away, because I see with a lot of belief that Ederson had a strong hand on it, but not strong enough. However, Man City went up the other end in stoppage time on the counter-attack, and Riyad Mahrez, in acres of space, unleashes his left-footed shot from about under 15 yards out, 4-1. So it finished Brighton and Albion 1, Manchester City 4. Sunday's game, Brentford v Leicester City. I'll tell you what, it was a game that Brentford feel that they could have at least got a draw at that game, and they participated well in the early stages of that first half. And Bemo, I believe, had a shot wide, even though that's after he went inside Johnny Evans and he unleashed a side-footed shot wide. Ivan Toney had a goal disallowed, and rightfully so. Good. That's what happens when you diss Arsenal and disrespect them. And I'll leave that one alone, should I? Another one. One of probably the goal of the weekend, and that's from Leicester's first attack, first set piece. It was cleared, and Yuri Tielemans unleashed the first time unstoppable strike from about over 20 yards out, and what a goal it was. I mean, even, dare I say, even one or two of the Brentford fans had to applaud that. The technique was unbelievable. And credit to Brentford, they never dropped their heads from there. They kept going, and they got an equaliser that they deserved. Jorgensen with the flick on at the back stick, 1-1. And you'd think Brentford would, knowing Brentford, they were going to go for the winning goal, and they were very much up for it. Got the crowd up for it now. But Leicester had other ideas and hit them on a counter-attack. And it was another sweet counter-attack. The man of the match, Tielemans, involved. And he slots through Patson Daka. Patson Daka sees James Maddison, slots him in on the side. And before you know it, Maddison's got an open goal and he's not going to miss from there. And that will end his goal drought for many games. So it finished Brentford 1, Leicester City 2. West Ham United v Spurs. Well, Nuno Espirito Santo has said that the reason why they couldn't score because West Ham had too many men in the box. Well, Nuno, it is completely down to you to select a formation, a structure where you can break that West Ham defence down. That's got nothing to do with West Ham having too many men in the box. They're entitled to. I think Tottenham were in control of that first half, and you can see the dominance, especially around the midfield area. And but then again, West Ham, to be fair, in the first half they were up for it. They created opportunities of their own. I believe they were one apiece in shots on target. Although Tottenham dominated the vast majority of that first half. Second half, they dominated again. But West Ham had a spell and grew into that second half. And before you know it, they get a corner. Cresswell, what a set piece and a left foot he has. And before you know it, Antonio strikes it on the volley with his left foot. And he gets his 10th goal against Tottenham. His favourite team, by the way. Good on you, Antonio. And another creative celebration from the guy. I feel that West Ham were worthy of the 3 points. So it finished West Ham United 1, Spurs 0. Last game but not least, I've been waiting for this. Manchester United versus Liverpool. What a game. Well, if you're a Liverpool fan, that is. Liverpool were absolutely on another planet. Absolutely phenomenal. The football they played was without doubt superb. They passed the ball with a lot of confidence, played out from the back. They never looked like they were really in trouble. And when you think of the first 10 minutes, where Bruno Fernandes has an opportunity and he skies it because he went for too much power. And then a minute later, Liverpool play out from the back, from defence to midfield to attack. And before you know it, they've opened Manchester United like a can of big beans. And Firmino, Salah, and then Keita put through by Salah. And that's 1-0. And before you know it, Man United make mistakes at the back. And it was a defensive error more from Harry Maguire than Shaw. Because he confused Shaw more with whatever he was trying to do. And it backfired. The cross comes in on the right. And Diego Jota gets his foot on it. 2-0. And then the floodgates start to open and more defensive calamity from Manchester United. And Salah gets a nice goal for himself, Liverpool's third. And before you know it, just before half time, cross comes in on the left. And no, not a cross. It was a build-up play in Manchester United's final in their defensive area, Liverpool's final third. They've somehow still got the ball. It was a lifted it was a lobbed pass from Robertson to Firmino. Firmino still has the ball. Keita lays it off on the right. Well, lays it off to Jota. Jota done well to find Salah, and Salah hits it, slots it in first time on the side foot, 4-0. And Liverpool were 4-0 up at half time. Norwich City did not go 4-0 down at Stamford Bridge at half time. That's how deep the situation was. Seriously, not good enough. And 10 minutes into the second half, Mohamed Salah completes his hat-trick. And Liverpool could have had, on another day, 6, 7, 8 goals. And, well, maybe they felt sorry for Man United, maybe they didn't. But if they didn't, they should have kept going. And that's what Andy Robertson said. Keep going. Just keep going. Those were Andy Robertson's words. Otherwise, it finished Manchester United 0, Liverpool 5. And that comes to the end of the roundup. So, ladies and gentlemen, to the boys and the girls, I'd like to thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. As I always say, saving the best to last. Thank you so much for putting up with me. Always a pleasure. I'll be back again because I've got to do a team preview of Arsenal v Leeds United in the Carabao Cup game. And I look forward to picking my starting 11 and as well as the subs bench and the formation. So tune in for that. Otherwise, you take care of yourself, take care of your friends, take care of your families, and take care of yourselves. And make sure you stay safe. Always saying peace again, love again, and bless again. Until then, we'll talk again. Please just be nice.